hiatus for last week. You know what I'm saying? But we back. It's Thanksgiving weekend. It was a great Thanksgiving for me and my family, and I pray everybody else had a blessing and a positive Thanksgiving as well. But we up, man. We running, and we back. And we featured today with a brother that's, man, I don't really know what to start him as, man, because he's already a DJ. You know what I'm saying? So I don't wanna put that out there. I just wanna say, man, first and foremost, man, congratulations to my brother right here, man. My brother Mike.
Thank you.
Congratulations on what you're doing. First and foremost, man, not just on one level, but all platforms. You're doing your thing, man. You know, with the school, with the track. The DJing thing is, I'm not even gonna get into that. That's a whole nother level and a whole nother world. But welcome to the Roundtable Podcast, my guy.
Appreciate it, man. I mean, thank you for the love. Thank you for the introduction, man. That's big, man.
I mean, hey, man. I mean, you know, I ain't gonna front. I first heard you DJ. I'm gonna start off with this. I first heard you DJ at Uptown Barbershop. I said, damn, who the fuck is this? This kid is rocking. And no disrespect, I had to say kid because I'm like, yo, you younger than me.
Yeah, it's all good.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, he got this. Yo, he's rocking. Who is this kid? And my man G and JP was like, yo, that's our boy, man. You've been ever since I've heard you. I was like, yo, hold up, I gotta get in tune with him. You know what I'm saying? Because he's rocking. Like a lot of DJs right now don't even get it or understand it. But music is a lot. And I ain't gonna front. You're that day, man. I heard you DJ it. I said, oh, and then I started learning more about you. You know what you doing, man. Working with the high school, man. You know what I'm saying? Congratulations, you know, on that because you're going back to where you started from.
Of course.
And that was also that was very big for me because I'm like, yo, he was at Dwight Morrow. He played sports. Because a lot of people get back into the school system and they, you know, but they wasn't athletes. You was an athlete. And then, so now you're tapping in with the younger athletes.
Of course.
I got to salute you for that because you know what they're dealing with. You know their struggle. You know the pain. You know the whole cake, man. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So as we get ready to rock and roll, man, what made you go back to Dwight Morrow and tap into that, man?
It was like when I was growing up, like being in Dwight Morrow, you would always hear everybody in the town say, like, what's going on with Dwight Morrow? What's going on with Dwight Morrow? Because they would shame it as such a bad school. But at the same time, when I was in college and everything, instead of saying, like, what's wrong with Dwight Morrow, I wanted to say, like, what can I do to get involved with what's going on with Dwight Morrow?
Where'd you go to school at?
I went to school in Mount Ida College in Newton, Massachusetts.
That's what's up.
Yeah, I got my degree and everything after 4 years.
Wow,
so
that's dope.
That was one thing that was big when I came back and I did inquire about, like, how to go about getting the job and everything. They said, yo, just make sure you get your degree.
So you was already locked in doing that. Your mind was already fixed to go back to Englewood.
Yeah, because it's like when it's a D3 program. Okay. So of course, when you're in D3, you can make it to the NFL, but it's a slim chance, man. And me and everything with my size and the competition that we were playing, my chances wasn't too big. You know what I mean? So listen, I'm not one of those people who just gonna, you know what I mean, try to play into, you know what I mean, I'm great. Hey, man, it's always life after football. And right now, you know what I mean, coach and everything, that's my life after football.
Right.
So somebody say, what's the thing that you need to do is get your degree. I'm like, all right, let me get my degree. When I came back home, I worked a job at UPS for like 10 months, man. And I remember I was going down to the field during the summertime, and I saw one of the coaches there that used to coach me, Karan Johnson.
Okay.
And he asked me straight up, I'm like, what I got to do to try to start being a coach around here? He was like, yo, you got 60 credits? I'm like, 60 credits? I graduated. I got 125 credits.
Wow.
He said, go get your substitute certification or whatever. I went to get my substitute certification, turned it into the board and everything, and I met the head coach, who was at the time was Greg Tanzer, and the rest is history. He heard about me from alumni and everything, from coaches who were there, like Coach Williams, track coach and everything.
Right.
And he was like, hey, man, welcome me with open arms. So, you know what I mean? Like, that was good right there, just for the whole football part of coaching at Dwight Morrow. But when it came to track, Coach Williams found out that I was coaching football. He said, hey, you might as well come down and coach track. So at the time, I'm like, man, Coach Williams, I really haven't ran track, because I played football, of course, in college, but I didn't run track in college. So it was like,
did you run track at Dwight Morrow?
I ran track at Dwight Morrow for 4 years.
Okay.
So the thing is, I'm like, Coach Williams, I really, you know what I mean, I don't know about this. You know what I mean? He was like, listen, I ain't asked you like what you knew. I just asked you, you know what I mean, to come help out. So I went there and everything, and he was excited. He was excited for me to join the track team as a coach. But the thing is, what I didn't know is he was grooming me to one day take over the track program. That's one thing I didn't get and everything. So you know what I mean. Now I'm just blessed to be in a position to do something that I love. And hey man, if you would have told me that I was gonna be a coach in high school, I would have told you was crazy, man.
Man, God works in mysterious ways, man.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, man, you don't even foresee your future.
Don't.
You know what I mean? But at least you stayed hungry as far as pursuing the future.
Yeah.
And that's the thing a lot of us don't do, man. We get so caught up in just trying to make the sport. But you figured, hey, man, this may not going to be the meal ticket.
Yeah.
Now, being that you realize that, are you also teaching that to your students?
Yeah, of course. Like, even the kids that are seniors this year, and I know everybody has those big D1
That's
dreams.
what I'm saying. Everybody got, it's hard dealing with kids.
Yeah, and at the same time, we can get into all that. Like, you know what I mean? I had those big D1 dreams, but those went away, like, in high school from certain things that happened in my life. You know what I mean? You never can predict the next day.
Right.
And that's one thing I live on every day. You never can predict the next day, so you got to live for the day, live for the moment.
Okay.
You know, like, sometimes D1 is not for everybody. And sometimes when you think D1 is just for you and that's it, you tend to, like, push away those D3, D2 programs that really, really want you and really, really need you and everything. And you can benefit from.
Right.
So I tell the kids, never turn your back on those programs because you don't know what they can do for you.
Right.
Like, I went to a school that barely even knew me. Like, I got accepted to Mount Ida College 2 weeks before graduation.
Wow.
Or whatever. Because
full scholarship ride.
No, not even a full scholarship ride because you can't get a full scholarship ride. But I had plenty of grant. And it was programs that I did join, you know what I mean, to pay
so
certain...
you followed, you did the whole...
I did what I had to do so I could do what I wanted to do.
Exactly,
you know what I mean?
exactly.
That's just what it is in life. So I tell them, never sway away from those programs that, like, try to say what's up to you or whatever, like the Montclairs, the Willie P's or whatever. Like, even if you go out of state to a D3 or D2, never, like, just put them to the back burner. Like, always entertain what they saying because you never know when you're going to look for them. And by the end of my senior year... when I'm about to graduate, I was looking for any program that, you know what I mean, wanted a kid that was hungry just to wanted to play.
Right.
Because if I didn't get in the school that I got into, Mount Ida, I wouldn't have played football. I'm not even going to lie. I would have been one of those kids that's walking around Englewood saying, yo, I'm just going to go to Bergen or whatever. I hated hearing that. I'm just going to go to Bergen.
It's funny you said that.
Yeah, because it's like you end up going to Bergen. I knew kids when I graduated, they were still in their second years of credits. You know what I mean, in Bergen. Like, just getting to the second year credits. So they weren't going, like, having six classes a semester and everything. They were probably having one class a semester. So it would be it'd take so much just to get that associate's degree. I'm like, man, you could have went to a 4-year school and got your bachelor's in 4 years. Opposing to get your associate in 6 years.
Wow.
So it's crazy, man. Like, I just did not want to be one of those kids, man. So I said, let me just go to this school, do what I got to do, work hard. And, hey, man, it benefited me at the end, man. I got a degree, like... I'm one of the few people in my family, males, to have a degree. So, hey, man, I'm just blessed. You know what I mean? It was blessed to see the look on my mother's face the day of the graduation. You know what I mean? Like, she couldn't believe it, man.
I mean, at the end of the day, like you said a key word. A lot of us it's not too many graduates in our homes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I didn't go to college, you know what I'm saying? But I do understand where you're coming from as far as telling the kids don't shy away from these different schools because my son went through the same thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Which you know, Nate. You know what I mean? And it wasn't, at one point, yeah, of course, we wanted Alabama at the door. You wanted all that. But you know what? Yo, my thing is, if somebody's at the door, open it.
Yeah.
Because you never know the opportunity. So it's funny you said that because I had that same speech with him. Like, bro, just, you don't want to say whatever opportunity, but you just want the best opportunity for yourself.
Exactly. I agree.
You know what I mean? And I think that, is very important because let's deal with reality. Everybody ain't built for D1 schools.
No.
They're not built for what comes with it. I think a lot of these kids just see what we see on television and think it's a lot of shit comes with that shit.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And you being an individual that experienced the opportunity to say, hey, maybe the Michigan ain't calling, but I'm going to go here. Yo, that's the smartest shit to do because I hate, I don't want to run off what you're saying, but I got to be real. I hate that community college Bergen community bull. Like my thing is I'm gonna be honest, and I'm saying this to everybody. If you got a child, a son, or daughter, get your kid out the community.
That's it.
Cause I feel like staying here, going to Bergen community. This is my opinion. You're not really. It's not. I don't want to say you're not accomplishing nothing, but to me, I feel like college is a go away and experience. Don't stay here and go to college when you have an opportunity to go somewhere else.
Exactly.
And a lot of parents are still holding on with the leash, like, well, my baby, I don't want to send him away. But you also know, not giving him the opportunity to really kind of be on his own and experience life.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So you being an individual, you could tell those kids that. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, nah, get out of here. You know what I mean? If you're gonna go to Willie P, go to that. But that community, Bergen community, I feel like we need to experience more, man. Yeah. And the black community, and we don't. A lot of us just started taking trips.
Exactly. And it's not even like they have a football team either. They don't have a football team, so you gotta just sit there, just try to get your grades.
Right. So if you're in the football, motivating a lot of brothers.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Yo, if I do this, I'm gonna do this. But if you ain't doing the football, it's like, well, the football's to the side. Why am I sitting in class? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Motivation is a motherfucker, man, and it's good to have brothers in the community that come from the community come back to the community. Yeah. Now, I gotta ask you this, man. How was college life for you, man?
College life was great, man. I swear to I told all my boys I cried at my graduation. It wasn't even because I completed college, because I had to leave. Like
that was your first time leaving the nest?
Like what you mean? Like out
of state, leaving home, you know what I mean?
No. I spent as a more of a mature teen, I would say. Okay. I spent every summer, since I can remember as a kid, you know what I mean? As soon as I'm done with school, I'm down in South Carolina.
Okay, what part?
For them 2 months, Lake City, South Carolina.
Okay, my family's from Bowman, South Carolina, and Orangeburg.
Okay, Orangeburg, that's right there.
Right, exactly. That's where my mother's from.
Exactly. So, but the thing is, that right there, going down there for those 2 months and everything, and coming back a week before I got to start rec football, that gave me that discipline down there. You know what I mean? Because it was a different type of environment. You go down there, it's like, it was so country, man. There was no garbage trucks down there. You got to burn trash.
Yeah,
I had to cut my grandmother's yard every week. Like, you know what I mean? It was crazy. But that taught me that discipline and everything. You know what I mean? Like, that right there, I'll never forget. Like, that right there was my turning point. Because if I would have just stayed in Englewood the whole summer, I don't know what would have happened. Like,
that's true.
You know what I mean?
That's true. I'm not gonna lie, I hated it when I was going down there. I'm not gonna lie, you're a kid, you forced to go down there. It's fun, all games with your cousins. But as I got older, like you said, it was nothing.
Yeah.
I wake up, it's the dirt road, the field, the corn, and it's the same thing every day. We in the yard, and my cousins and them just living life. So I was like, yo, I don't want to keep going down here. But what you're saying is right, though. It does give you a sense of gratitude and discipline and some structure, because they're very structured down there.
Very.
You know what I mean? And you ain't just hitting the streets.
Nah, you can't.
You's not just, we just wake up, we gonna go uptown, we gonna go. No, it's, I need to ride into town. Y'all going in. It's like, yo, I used to be happy when they said they was going into town.
For real. You get dressed, everything, yeah.
Right, so you already know where I'm coming from with all this, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's dope, though, man. You had an opportunity to experience that. So when you went on to college, I guess those things kind of just came with you, like, okay.
Yeah, and it taught me, like, you know what I mean? Because you meet people from everywhere in college. It's not from, like, I know I went to college in the Massachusetts, but you meet people I had people on my team from Florida, you know what I mean? Like, New York, Connecticut, Baltimore. So I met so many people and everything. And to this day, I'm still cool with them.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because I was down there and I was just myself and everything. And some of them, they even came back to where I'm from. They even came back to Englewood. And they would see, like, people treat me the same way, you know what I mean? They treated me up there. They're like, yo, Mike, he really, like, the same everywhere. I really didn't go to college. Like, a lot of people go to college and they just make their life up. Like, yo, this how I am, you know what I mean? Nah, I just went there and I was just Mike, man. And everybody just embraced me for that. So, right there, that told me, do that for the rest of your life. You know what I mean? Like, don't never try to be nobody that you're not, you know what I mean?
And I think that's another problem with us. We go away and we don't rep Jersey or Englewood. Yeah. We quick, because they quick to call us New York.
Yeah.
Nah, we not. We from Jersey.
That's it.
You know what I mean? So I definitely get it, man. I definitely get it, man. And you did the whole 4 years, man. There was ever a time during those 4 years in school you was like, man, fuck this shit. Was it ever that moment?
My sophomore year, when we had a coach's change, and I really didn't like the coach, and turns out to be he's one of the best coaches I ever had in my life. He had kicked me off the team my sophomore year, because I didn't want to come to spring ball.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, I felt like his spring ball practices like too early and everything, and I was like going through I was 19. You know what I mean? So I was real young and everything, and he ended up kicking me off the team. I ended up getting back on the team going into my junior year. I called him because other schools that I wanted to go to weren't even like really interested like that. They had a whole new class that they drafted to come, like not even drafted, recruited to come in and everything.
Right.
So like the opportunity to get with them, it was like real slim. So I called him back like, hey man, I'm interested in getting back on the team. I swear to God, it was a Thursday. He said, all right, I'll see you in the morning. It's a 7 o'clock meeting in the morning. And this happened, the call happened at like 12 that afternoon, the day before Thursday. He said, all right, come here. We're going to have a meeting at 7 o'clock in the morning. Man, I got to pack my bags.
So you wasn't even on, that was my next question. You wasn't even on the campus.
I wasn't prepared. I was in Englewood at my mother's house on the crib.
Wow.
Like, you know what I mean? I packed my bags, take the dollar bus to New York, you know what I mean? Get to Green Street, Canal Street, all that. Get on the Fungwa bus for $15 to Boston, get you there in 4 hours, man.
Yep.
My boy picked me up, stayed at his apartment, you know what I mean? I was there at 7 in the morning. And first thing he said, you know what? He said, Mike, I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't think you was gonna make it. So I commend you like that. I know how far Jersey is from here. You know what I mean? But that's how bad I wanted it. So right there was like step one to our relationship and everything. And honestly, I didn't know how much he had my back until like, you know what I mean, playing for him, just being around him, being the type of, like seeing the type of person that he is. He really prepares you. And I swear to God, like when I was playing for him, I would have ran through a brick wall for him if I could. You know what I mean? Like that's the type of coach he was and everything. You know what I mean? I really bought into like what he was doing, what he was trying to install in me. You know what I mean? So
do you think that's important for our youth, having a coach, having these coaches like that? Or did that teach you to be a better, you know, now you're rising. Now you in the same boat. Do you think that's important to have those type of leadership qualities for our youth?
Yeah, of course.
You know what I mean? Because we need people, not to cut you off, I apologize, but I'm just saying this. I believe, and I'm not a coach, but I believe that the youth, us kids, because I remember I played sports, if we got a coach we kind of can lean on, we go harder for.
Yeah.
And I feel like, is that really that important, having that coach to, maybe, I'm not gonna say he was your father figure, but just having that older comfort in this man that's pushing you to the next level.
But that's what I was gonna get into, actually, to piggyback on what you just said. Like, that coach could be that father figure. Like a lot of kids don't have that male figure in the house saying, yo, I'm proud of you. Yo, man, you had a good game today. Yo, how your grades? You know what I mean? A lot of people, like, you know what I mean? Like, I know how myself was growing up. I didn't have that father figure to be like, yo, I'm proud of you. You know what I mean? After the games and everything. And I saw this, like, you know what I mean? When a player would have a good game, their father would run on the field, hug him, pick him up and everything. And you know what I mean? Like, I never really got that feeling in football growing up. So it's like when you get that from like anybody, like a coach, man, you just embrace that. Like, man, I want to see how it feels like next week. You know what I mean? To have him say like he proud of me and everything. Right. And that's one thing this coach did do. Like he would tell me he was proud of me and everything. Like tell me I was making good plays and all that. So yeah, man, I want to hear that every week. So I'm gonna try my hardest.
It kept you motivated.
Kept me motivated, man.
But did it just keep you motivated in sports, or did it keep you motivated even in school?
Keep me motivated in life. I mean, just in a whole, just in life. You know what I mean? I can just have that. I mean, because sports was cool, school was cool, but you know what I mean, life and everything, that's real different. You know what I mean? This is somebody who still calls me through this day. I ain't played for him in 12 years.
Wow.
Still calls me this day. Asks me how I'm doing. You know what I mean? How's everything? Ask me if I got a family yet. And I'm like, nah.
That relationship is important.
Yeah, man.
That father figure, that's, you know what I'm saying, like we had with Coach, you know, Fulton up here, you know what I'm saying? I said the same thing to him because I know that could weigh a lot. Now you got other people depending on you. So now you're dealing with these high schoolers. Yeah. Why the high school and not the middle school?
Because with the middle school and everything, it's really, I wanted to go back to the high school because that was still almost a little bit fresh in my mind. Like with the rec, I haven't been in the rec program in years.
Okay.
So it's like, And I actually work in a middle school in Hackensack, George Washington School.
Okay.
So it's like I have the younger kids throughout the day, and in the afternoon I got the older kids in high school. So it got to be a balance throughout the day with me. You know what I mean? So I still work with them, just not in the community with the younger kids.
Right. Okay.
But the thing is, I'm still in the younger kids' lives in Englewood. Like, I'll still go to the practices, pop up on them or whatever. Or even if they throwing the ball at what used to be the field, like, they'll come to the field and everything, and I'll be there with the kids or whatever. I'll have track practice. They'll come there, be playing football or whatever. I'll say what's up to them, throw the ball around with them and everything. So it's not like I'm not there. I'm still going to be there. You know what I mean? But the thing is, being with the high school and everything, I got the credit, so why not be with the high school?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, in order to coach with the high school, you got to have those college credits. So I knew I had those college credits. Why not go up there?
Right.
You know what I mean? And
right.
Everything just worked out, man. It's doing good right now.
Now I got another question for you with the college credits, man. I'm sure you had other opportunities to go to other high schools.
Of course.
Okay.
Of course, yeah, of course.
Okay. But your goal was Englewood.
My goal was Englewood.
Oh, okay.
My goal was Englewood.
Okay. That's, a lot of people kind of steer away from going back home, man. They just want to, I'm going to go ahead when no one knows me.
Yeah.
I got to commend you for even having that passion to come back to Englewood to work with our Englewood youth, man. Because, like I said, some people forget about it. Yeah. Like let's just keep everything a buck. Some people get to the next level and just, Englewood was cool, but I'm over here at Bergen Cap. You know what I mean? They want to get to the big notorieties.
And that's
cool.
No problem. That's no problem.
But I like the fact that individuals such as yourself, even when you was in school, your passion was Englewood.
Yeah. The thing is about being in Englewood or just a public school just in general, you get that kid who doesn't know how to get into that 3-point stance. You get that kid who doesn't know which hand to hold the ball in when he runs a certain direction. You get that kid who doesn't even know how to put on their helmet or equipment or whatever. Them Catholic schools, you rarely gonna get one of them kids that can even do any of that. They gonna know that from the jump.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, it is what it is, man. You get a kid that's so raw, you can just build him up and see what he becomes, and it's so much better that way to me, in my eyes.
Nah, it makes sense. I mean, you building something from the ground up, and you seeing it. It's like taking care of anything. You see it grow. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I'm quite sure you saw a lot of growth with a lot of kids.
Oh man, have I? And it's just been amazing. Just, you know what I mean, that I've been in the program since 2011. You know what I mean? And just seeing how it is now. Yeah.
Well, how long?
2011. That was my first year coaching.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you got a 10-year anniversary.
Yeah, man. I don't really even.
You got a 10-year. Yo, bro, that's an accomplishment within itself. A lot of brothers don't get 5 years doing anything.
I feel you. You know what I mean? I'm coming from people behind like Coach Williams who've been coaching for 50 years. You know what I mean? So it's like 10 years.
look who's passing you the torch, though.
I feel you.
You know what I mean? The torch got to get passed.
Of course.
You know what I mean? So I'd rather the torch get passed to you than somebody that's not even going to have the mind state that you have the interest you have, or the passion. Because a lot of people, let's keep it a buck, are doing shit just for a check.
Yeah.
Y'all work here.
Yeah.
You work here. You live here. You are here. You in the barbershops with these kids. You on the Ave. You're not even hard. You might be DJing one of their, their people's events. Like, you still here.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, these kids need that, man. It's very important that these kids have somebody that's right here, because I'm not going to front. When I played, I didn't play high school ball the way I should have, but when I played, even with Coach Majors came to the school. You know what I mean? Coach Herron came to the school. They came. You'll see them every day. If we was walking on Palisade Avenue, what you doing out here? It's late. Why you still out here? We running to get home because Coach Majors here. So that was important for us. So when I see brothers such as yourself that's right here in the community with these kids, like, yo, bro, what you doing out here? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When, as far as you not going to Dumont, when you leave Dumont, you back to Englewood, and you really don't see these Dumont kids.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I feel like that's very important in our community.
Yeah.
Because sometimes, me being a father, I say the same shit to my son 5 times, but you might tell him something one time, and he gonna hear it, because it ain't just, yo, it's coming from your dad. It's coming from your dad. Nah, it's coming from Coach Mike.
Yeah.
And Coach Mike, you know what I mean? Et cetera, whatever the relationship is, man. You know what I mean? And I think that's very important, man. You know what I'm saying?
Appreciate it.
You got 10 years, man. That's an accomplishment, bro. Like, really, don't even play down on that.
Yeah.
Because a lot of brothers don't even get 10 years at a regular job.
Yeah. I agree.
and you doing something you love.
Love it.
So it's not like you waking up in the morning like, what the fuck, I got to deal with this shit. You waking up in the morning, let's get it.
Hey.
You know what I mean? Let's win. Let's train. Let's win. But let's teach. And that's another part I want to get to you. You're also teaching these kids, man.
Yeah.
I salute you for that, man, because a lot of brothers don't even want to teach.
Yeah.
They just want to do it my way. They just do it. Nah, you're teaching, you're listening, and you're learning from them too, I'm quite sure.
Yeah,
because the generation is definitely...
Oh, it changes.
Right.
Oh, it changes.
After, your first year compared to the 10th year, man, what has been the biggest change?
Man, just, I don't know. With that, that's a real good question, because it's like, man, with the kids, like sometimes I think the biggest change has been the parents of the kids. I think the biggest, because it's like the kids are only with us for a few hours out the day. I mean, when they leave us, they're at home for majority of the day and everything. Okay. So they're with those parents. So it's like the parents have changed, man. The parents have changed. It's like from what they believe and what they don't believe. I remember, like, it was a time where if we would talk to a parent, yo, your son is doing this and that, yo, I get on him. Like, now it's like you tell a parent, yo, your son is doing this and that. Yo, what you mean? Like, it's no way you can be doing that. So it's like they believe the kids more so now than they did back then.
Now, it's funny you said that, because do you believe it's the generation of the parents?
I think it is the generation of the parents.
Okay.
I think it is.
I mean, I know that's touchy because you deal with them, so we're not going to get too in-depth on that.
That's cool.
You know what I'm saying? I'm definitely going to, I understand, guys, but... And the reason why I asked Fulton Coach Fulton the same thing. I asked him really the same thing because I know sometimes I've been to the school when I had to go see a teacher, and I'm sitting there and I've never been that parent, like, nah, not my kid. Because I was a kid. See, that's one thing I always remember with my parenting, being that I'm a parent. Like, I tell my sons, and I'm going to tell my daughters, yo, I was once you. So you ain't really gonna do too much that I haven't done, haven't tried to do, or whatever. So when they be like, well, I don't know why the teacher called you. Nigga, the teacher didn't just pick up the phone and just say, we're gonna just handpick you today and call your parent.
Thanks.
Like, you did something. And I wanna know why I wanna know what you did that the teacher's calling me.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you being a coach and you're sitting there talking to a parent, looking at you like you a space cadet, cause not my kid, but yeah, I'm not just decide to pick on your son today.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know what it is, man, and I hope it gets better, but you know what I mean. Honestly, I don't know if it is.
I mean, listen, we dealing with reality, we dealing with facts, and that's I understand it because our generation. I'm a parent, so I know sometimes I'm not parenting like my parents. I'm gonna say that I'm not that old school. My parents, you come from that. I'm quite sure your mother, because they from the South, so I already know.
Nah, I know,
what?
I know my son. I know my son.
Right. Like, what are you talking about? And yeah, you know what I mean? So it was never like, my parents wasn't in denial about shit.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? I always realized, I ain't going to be one of those parents that's going to be in denial about what's going on with these kids, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But on the flip side, let's get into DJ, man. Let's get into this guy, man. This other guy of yours, this other superhero, man. DJ Showtime, man. How did he start? Who created him? Because you wasn't in South Carolina DJing.
Nah, definitely not.
So it didn't start there.
Nah, it didn't start there. It started around, like, I would say 2008 or whatever. I had somebody on the football team. He was a freshman and I was a junior, and I was in the mentor program, the peer leader program, where I was a mentor. I had a mentee and everything. And my mentee, he was a freshman. And he had this program on his computer, which was called Virtual DJ. It was like, it was just like a DJ. Like, you got two turntables, fake turntables or whatever.
Right.
And you pressing a button and just to press play and everything, to cue and everything up, line everything up. That's how a real DJ was. And I was like, yo, man, I like, every time I go see him and everything to get my notes, I would watch this kid. I'm like, yo, this is fire. Yo, you think you put it on my computer? Because I had a laptop at the time or whatever.
Okay.
So he puts the joint on my laptop. I already got so many songs on my iTunes or whatever, from mixtapes and everything that I just loaded up on there, some stuff I got off LimeWire and everything, because I used to be downloading music every day anyway.
Okay,
you know what I mean?
So you was always into music?
Always.
Okay.
Always, my whole life.
All right.
So I had like so many songs and everything, and he put the program on my computer. Hey man, and the rest is history. It's like my roommate hit me a few years ago. He was like, yo, Mike, I remember when, I used to be coming in the room at like 3 a.m., you know what I mean, from a party or whatever, and you just be in there practicing, just going in, trying to like how to sync music and all that, like how to get music and mix them together and all that. So that's where it kind of started, and we ended up at the end of that year, because this happened when football season first started, so that was like fall. So in the spring semesters or whatever, we ended up doing parties in our room, in our dorm rooms or whatever. So you know what I mean, I'm DJing the parties in the dorm room, you know what I mean, and that's how like everybody started to like know, like, you know what I mean, I was really serious about this or whatever. So fast forward to that's 08. Fast forward, I still got the virtual DJ on to like 2014. I sit down with myself and say, hey man, it's time to get some equipment. So I
still ain't even have no equipment.
I didn't have no equipment. I would do events for people, and I would bring my laptop and just plug the aux in or whatever into my laptop. Yeah, it was I'm telling you, I'm telling you where I come from and where I'm at now, it's still surreal. You know what I mean? Because like when I did get my equipment and all that, I saved up all my bread, got all my equipment and everything, and for the first, I maybe say 6 months, I had to like learn how to scratch, because I did not know how to scratch. I was so horrible. I still got videos in my phone to this day where, you know what I mean, I would tell like when my boys would record me, and I was so horrible at scratching.
So you self-taught yourself. You
self-taught myself, watching videos on YouTube, you know what I mean, just trying to get better and better. And I remember the day where it finally clicked, and I finally, like, you know what I mean, had that transition where I can get a scratch. I never forget that day, man. And I have the video of that too. It's like it was so crazy, and it felt so good because I learned something. It's almost like, you know what I mean, when you learn how to ride your bike, man. You're like, yeah, I'm out. I'm going to the courts. They gonna go crazy when I pull up the court. You know what I mean? So it's like when you teach yourself how to do something, it just makes it that much better. And hey, man, like that's where it is, man. That's where it all started. And you know what I mean? I came a long way, but I still got a long way to go. That's how I feel.
Hey, man, but you've been rocking though.
Yeah.
You're a champ. You've been rocking.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You've been rocking for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And the dope part about it is I'm giving you my opinion. I feel like you understand the music.
Yeah.
I feel like you understand your audience. I'm going to say that.
Yeah.
Like you understand, okay, because I've seen you do something for the kids. Mm-hmm. But I also seen you do something intimate. I also seen you, rock. And I'm going to ask you this as a DJ. Are you sitting back before you do a set and you giving your, what's the proper word to say? Your moment of time to clear, okay. Are you basing your set off your location and your crowd, or you just kind of, okay, I'm going to go with this playlist for this event?
I never have a playlist for anything I do. I never have a set playlist. I always go off how the feeling of the crowd is, man.
So you basically freestyling?
Freestyling. You have to. I feel that's the best way.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because that person that went to that event can come to an event next week and be like, yo, we played this the same way. You know what I mean? So
that's why I asked you that, because I've had that experience, been at parties with, like, yo, you just did that whole set 3 weeks ago at this club. Now you doing this. And I was just, I never had the opportunity to really talk to a DJ until I'm sitting down with you. Mm. And that's, I was curious to know that, because a lot of people, I'm looking at it like this, and I ain't gonna say a lot of people, but me, I've been to a lot of events, a lot of places. And honestly, if the DJ is ass, I'm not even, the party is ass.
Yeah.
But let me ask you this, man. What makes the DJ ass, man? You know your business.
What makes the DJ ass is low energy, man. I feel that if you the DJ, man, you just can't come in there with no low energy. You got to come in there with the energy, and I feel like that's one thing that God gave me. Great energy. Any place I go, you know what I mean? I'm trying to take somebody from, hey, they may have just got fired from their job, that they come out, you know what I mean, they want to drink or whatever. They going to forget that they got fired from their job by the end of that party. And that's what I have to, like, just change that mindset. I mean, and that's one thing that I love doing. I love, like, changing people's mindset, changing the mood in people's day and everything, so they can go, you know what I mean, onto they whatever they do the rest of that week and say, yo, that DJ that was at that spot Saturday night we went to, yo, he was going off. You know what I mean? I want to leave that lasting impression on people.
Well, I'm gonna say this, champ. You damn sure left one on me.
Yeah, good luck.
I ain't gonna front. That first time you had that fucking Uptown barbershop, I said, God damn, this kid got this shit in a frenzy. You know what I mean? Cause it was what it was, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that was just a small, intimate circle.
Christmas party, I remember that.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, yo, and I just was like, wow, you don't really see that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You get a DJ that's doing this and doing that, and I might be a little biased. Cause I'm an old head. They want, I don't want to hear all that shit right now.
I got you.
I'm gonna keep it funky. I want to hear my era.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It ain't nothing against this music now, yo. Y'all do your thing, or you great artists. I appreciate you, but I don't want to hear that.
Yeah.
And I'm just, that's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, damn, he's so raw, and it's like, yo, my dude, it was like you would just ride, like it just kept going, like you just went here, you went there. And you can't practice that, champ.
You can't. But the thing is, here's what ties into what we talked about earlier, like with the whole football thing. You know what I mean? I'm like when I was playing football. When I was playing football in my career, like maybe high school, well, my whole career really. I always had I'm used to making those plays with a crowd. You know what I mean? Give you that it just gives you that rush. So when you hear that, you know what I mean? While you DJing, it gives me the same rush.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
just being on that field.
Yeah.
And you running down that sideline with them. I know.
Exactly.
I seen your footage, champ. I did my homework.
Yeah.
So don't think I'm just in here just totally freestyling. I did a little homework, champ. So that's why I asked you that, because it got to be that same feeling.
Of course.
When you break that tackle, when you break through, and everybody in the stands is going crazy, and then same thing like you said with the DJing. It was times in there you might have did something, and then when this, like, oh my God, that's dope, man.
Same
that
thing.
shit is fire, man. And I think that's why you stay booked and busy too, because you also a crowd pleaser. You know what I mean? I didn't have the opportunity to go to Brother Fulton and shit, but I saw it. You killed that.
Yeah.
Like everything, I ain't gonna front. All your videos I see you doing, and I watched a lot of your videos, champ. Quiet as kept.
Now you good.
And I'm like, yo, you always got that energy, bro.
Got to.
Like honestly, I'm quite sure you got your moments where but I've never seen you, when you rocking, like I always see that cape come on.
Yeah.
I know Mike, but then I'm looking at DJ Showtime, I'm looking at that cape, I'm looking at you as the Bruce Wayne of this shit, because, you killing this shit. And it's like every location that you at. And I also noticed that I realized how special you was, is that you didn't care if it was 50 people or 5 people. You gave that same fucking energy.
Always.
You didn't give that, you didn't give me that, where's everybody at? Oh, let me just, keep it light. I watched you lock in with 10 people.
Yeah.
Like locking in, sweat pouring off your face. Like, yo, this kid is locking in and he's got 10 people dancing.
That's all I need. That comes from that dome room life. Like, when, you know what I mean? You can't have that many people in the dome. So
right.
It's like
so now I understand now.
It's maybe like 5 of us and all that. Like, you know what I mean?
I get it now. You know what I'm saying? I definitely get it, man. I definitely get that, man. And that just shows the layers of who you are as a man, too, though, champ.
Appreciate it, man.
You know what I'm saying? What's the future gonna hold, man, for Mike and DJ Showtime?
Man, the future is it's so much I want to tap into. You know what I mean? Like, I want to DJ overseas one day, man. Like, I always have dreams of like DJing overseas and everything, because I watch DJs like, you know what I mean, DJ Scratch, DJ Jazzy Jeff, you know what I mean? People like that, Kid Capri, you know what I mean? I watch what they do. I'm a big YouTube head. I watch what they do on YouTube and everything, and they're in Dubai for Christmas. You know what I mean? Like, just doing that, and that's just nothing. You know what I mean? So one day I want to eventually DJ overseas. I really want to be a DJ on the radio or whatever, be a radio personality and also a DJ.
Right.
Sort of like a DJ Envy or whatever like that. I really think I can tap into that. You know what I mean?
Think that fits you, champ.
Yeah.
That's,
No, thank you, appreciate it. But that's just some things. But I want to get that ball rolling like now. You know what I mean? While I'm at the age where it's like I'm still going
right.
up.
You're still going up, and I definitely want you to tap in with our sponsors at We Out Travel Group, because what we do is we throw, like I told you, we throw trips at We Out Travel Group. We got Black Love coming up in March, and it'd be great to have you on one of those trips and out there DJing. We just did something out in Punta Cana We got a lot of things, so you know what I mean. I'm gonna link you up with my partner with that, so you could talk to him.
Please.
And you could definitely get your travel on through that, but also get your DJing out the country on. Yeah. I think that'd be a great look, and y'all got the same energy, so y'all love it, man. And after we finish this, I want to lock you in, and even if you go check out our page, 2 We Out Travel, go check it out, see what's going on, and we gonna put everything together through that, so you can kind of tap into that, because I know with your energy. Come on, somewhere in the Colorado slopes DJing, champ. Your energy is undeniable, man. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
Now, before we close, man, you got another 10 years in you at Dwight Moore High School?
Another 10 years? Hey, man, only God can know that answer. You know what I mean? Like, I would love it.
Okay.
I mean, because, like, going through the generations that I've been through while I was there, like, hey, man, it's just a blessing to see what those kids end up being. Like, you know what I mean? Even not just with football, you know what I mean? Just if they end up going to college, getting their degree or their masters, you know what I mean? Having a family or whatever like that. Like, I got kids that I coach that got families. You know what I mean? So
for you?
Yeah. They have families and everything. They'll come with the practice and everything. They had their son or daughter. Like, yo, this my son, this my daughter. I mean, it's just crazy seeing these kids grow up, man. So yeah. I really can't say what the future is gonna hold for me in the future of Dwight Moore, but right now I'm just glad to be there.
That's dope, say man. That's dope, man. You think you ever thought about tapping into a little college?
I mean, yeah, that somewhere down the line, you know what I mean. I just want to exhaust this whole career of life of coaching. You know what I mean. So okay. If God say, yo, hey man, we got a college offer for you. If it's right, it's right. You know what I mean. I'm really gonna sit down with myself and see if that's the right move and just take it from there.
Yo, man, that's what's up, man. I appreciate you. I thank you for coming through, man.
Thank you.
Man, man, your energy always been great. Yo, let's give it up for our brother, man. I'm gonna call him Bruce Wayne, man. You know what I mean? I'm calling him Bruce Wayne, man. This is my guy, DJ Bruce Wayne. I'm putting it out there, man. He's a track, he's a football, then he goes into that thing and he comes out another individual.
I don't know, it might be another DJ Bruce Wayne out there. They might need some money after they hear you say that.
Man, cut the check, man. We in the building, but you know what it is. The round table, man. It's a pleasure. Yo, y'all stay tuned. It's our guy, Mike, DJ Showtime. Love is love, champ.
All right.
Change my
Appreciate
mind,
you, bro.
Right.
This was definitely...